Hello and welcome back to the Leinster Listen. I'm your host Michael Annan. This is episode 38, the review of Leinster vs Scarlets in round 14 of the URC. The episode's content today will be the URC match results, the detailed analysis of our game, the key match events, and the details of our upcoming game. Alright, let's get into this with the URC match results of round 14 just gone past. Starting off there, we have Sharks 1, 21, Cardiff 15. So a very good win there for Sharks. Probably expected, to be fair. Next up, we have Glasgow 31, Benetton 10. Yeah, again, one of the things we've probably seen coming into this, Glasgow are just on top form. Obviously, after beating us very well, they got another demanding win over Benetton at home there in Scotstoun Stadium. Next up, we have Leinster 36, Scarlets 19. And we're obviously going to be going through an awful lot of that in today's episode. Next up, we have Bulls 34, Munster 31. Definitely closer than I had imagined that to be. Bulls obviously pulling a great win out of that, but Munster really putting it to them in South Africa as well. So very unexpected. They got a losing bonus point there away, but just not enough to get over the line. Next up, we've Connacht 21, Ospreys 14. Actually, very, very close game. They were drawn at half time. They were drawn again at around the 65th minute. So Connacht, pulling ahead there, but definitely one of the ones I thought Connacht would have done an awful lot better in. Next up, we've Lions 42, Dragons 26. Yeah, I did think this would always happen the way it did. The fact that Dragons got 26 points over the Lions is probably unexpected there as well. But yeah, I think the overall result there was definitely expected. Next up, we've Stormers 33, Edinburgh 14. Obviously, a very straightforward win there. I think we always knew who was going to win that. Edinburgh just really not showing up this season. And then last but not least, we've Zebre 12, Ulster 28. That one actually didn't go without controversy. There was a red card for an eye gouge in that game, which obviously spelled disaster for Zebre. But as a result shown, they got what they deserved at the end of the day. Ulster definitely pulling ahead. A fantastic game then away, and have actually nipped us in the position of the URC table. To go through that table there now, I'll go through the top 9, and I'll point out exactly why I'm saying the top 9 rather than top 8 there. So first you have Glasgow Warriors with 55 points. Second is Stormers with 51 points. Third is Ulster with 47 points. Fourth is us, Leinster, with 46 points. Fifth is Lions with 43 points. Sixth is Cardiff with 41 points. Seventh is Munster with 41 points. And then eighth position there is Bulls with 40 points. Now, the reason I'm going to say the ninth position here is because it is Connacht with 39 points. And they're 1 point shy there of the Bulls, which puts them out of contention so far with that final 8. But if you've noticed there is only a 1 bonus point win in the difference between the 9th position and the 5th position in the URC. And that is absolutely crazy. That is crazy, especially with only 4 rounds left. Every single one of those teams are going to have to really commit to getting the best out of all their games that they have left. And us included. Definitely us included. Like, the Lions are running only 3 points away from us. That's 1 win and 1 loss for us. We'll go back down to 5th. Likewise with Cardiff, if they get a bonus point win and we don't win, I think we still beat them in points difference. But we're getting very dangerous down there. Munster as well with 41 points. So, yeah, look, I think this is probably one of the closest URCs we've seen in a long time. And it's great to see. Obviously, we want to see that kind of competitiveness coming through. We want to see a lot of excitement coming into the last 4 rounds. We have the European Champions Cup, which obviously will kind of inject into the middle of these, give us kind of a break for the URC. But the fact that, as we've said there's only 5 points really bringing the 9th and 5th position in contention area is crazy. So look, we're definitely looking forward to it. We'll have a good competitive side, and we'll have a good competitive run up into that last 8. Alright, so let's get back into the Leinster versus Scarlets game that was just played on Friday last. So if you remember, my prediction there was 30-14 to Leinster, and the actual score there was 36-19. Now, I know I say I'm not a betting man, but I was only really one trying the difference for both sides, so I'm taking that as a win, lads. I'm not going to class myself as a betting man now, but look, I got close enough. I'm going to take it. Yeah, look, bonus point win. ended a 2-game losing run. We definitely needed. We're getting the hangover from, or getting rid of the hangover from the Six Nations there, which obviously was a fantastic Six Nations for us. But look, I don't think we ever felt comfortable in that game just gone past. But look, we got a bonus point win, and that's the main thing. And we finished that losing streak after, I remember having the 11 win streak before that. So yeah, look, glad to be back and winning ways, and never may it stop again. Overall opinion there, look, again, as I said, a win that stopped the bleeding. 2 back-to-back defeats is not what we wanted in Cardiff and Glasgow. But look, again, unfortunately, it was a little bit sloppy in long stretches against Scarlets as well. But we did have some fantastic plays. One from like a 2-minute blitz there from Tommy O'Brien at the start of the second half, which was a huge moment. But look, let's go into the set pieces here and talk a bit more about them. So the scrums there, yeah, look, they were solid. I think it was a nice thing to see Porter returning there. A huge statement for us. First game back since January. Imagine, Jesus, a long time ago. We had one bad scrum in the first half. It was I think it was the 32nd minute. But the rest of them were very dominant. Like we definitely set a very physical platform. We constantly had to drive forward. I honestly thought that Amy Theron should have gave us 1 or 2 scrum penalties there when it was actually the Scarlets scrums to go, because they were kind of lifting in the middle and we were driving straight. We were actually pushing them back an awful lot, but I think they just managed to get the ball out very quick. But look, again, Scarlets didn't really threaten us at all in the scrums, apart from that one time. But I'll put that down to maybe just pushing a little bit early. Going over there to the lineouts, yeah, mixed. I'm going to say mixed here, and I'm going to back it up a little bit. So we got pinged a few times there, and I actually got a yellow card from it for mauling too early. Now, not to give out about the referee, I tend, as you know, I tend not to do that. I do think the lineouts were refereed poorly. I say that because when we were getting pinged for those early mauls, the Scarlets were actually keeping the jumper lifted a slight, like maybe half a second more than it should have been. And that obviously meant that from the outside in, it looked like we were driving early and not letting the jumper come back down. I think that was incorrect. The lads behind me, season ticket holders, they were very adamant that I was correct as well in this. Which, look, I mean, it is what it is. It's kind of looking back in hindsight. But I'd say now, if Amy Turn was to review the call she did in the lineouts, I think she might be thinking, yeah, look, that wasn't a great call. And, we actually got a yellow card from it as well. So, look, alas, let's go through some of the good things about that. Max Egan, absolutely outstanding with the ball. He secured the bulk of Leinster's line of possession. Fantastic in there. Big Joe McCarthy as well. He fantastic steal there. I don't know how he manages it. He's always just somehow in the right position when it comes to those lineouts. He's so, for the size of the man, he's like he weaves in through the fabric of the lineout and is able to just grab onto the ball carrier and just not let go. There was one there, he pretty much, it was like a sleight of hand situation, just like pulled it out of his pocket nearly. Well, fantastic steal there. He's a great man to have in those lineouts. But yeah, look, I mean, overall, yeah, mixed. We had very good ones for ours. We had 2 that we stole. One we stole jumping, and then one obviously was pulled out from the middle of the mall. But yeah, I think if the referee had maybe not pinged us at the beginning, I think we would have been a much better line-out calls there as well overall. Moving over there to the defence, yeah, look, defence was a little bit inconsistent. Gibson, Park and McCarthy were very strong defensively now, I must say. In the first half, fantastic. Ringrose went off briefly for HIA as well. There was no let up, it was very good. The one thing I will say that we still have an issue with is falling off the tackles. It's an issue we retain every single week. It's really killing us. There's 2 or 3 centres get through our defence, and we've 3 players, and the first tackle goes on, completely falls off, second tackle falling off again, and he's making that gain line. That's not what you want to see, and it's going to cost us when it comes to the bigger games. Scarlets, obviously, yeah, I'm not going to bash them here, but in terms of European champion stellar teams, they're probably not the strongest. So you can imagine if we were doing that against the likes of Toulouse, against the likes of Harlequins, if we got around to Northampton Saints, those kind of things, they are going to punish us. They are going to absolutely punish us to the last. And if you can have a centre who gets through 3 defenders there because they're falling off tackles, and he offloads the ball to someone at pace. That's a try all day, every day. So yeah, look, it's just one of the things we definitely have to look out for. Funny enough, Van der Fleer, it fell off a very costly one in the 19th minute, which led to a try. One-on-one tackle completely fell off it, and that's so unlike him as well. So I don't exactly know what's going on there. I think maybe we're just trying to shoot up really quickly. We're trying to push them back from the gain line, and it's just not working out in our favour. I think we should probably go back to some of the set plays you would have seen where you have the chop tackles. Just make sure you have 2 men on a tackle, that kind of thing going. It's worked for us in the past. It's worked for us in that game. You seen it happen in the second half. So there's obviously some words happening in the dugout there to be like, look, lads, get up there, make your tackles, go with 2 men, chop tackle it, do whatever you can, just don't miss them. And I think we definitely improved on that in the second half. In saying that though, we leaked Rodgers a complete try in the 58th minute as well, and that was a quick move on the inside. Now, in fairness, that one wasn't really due to a missed tackle, but it was more that we just didn't have the players there to secure that. But look, overall, I mean, like we said, we only really let them in for 3 tries. Yeah, we denied them that bonus point. That's obviously huge. That's what you want to see. And yeah, look, let's go over to the attack there. So the attack was very good in patches, I think. I think the first quarter was a bit strange. It was like 26 minutes in and nothing really had happened. And I thought, Jesus, what is going on here? But I think quarter after quarter after quarter, we just improved that attacking structure. And I tell you what, Harry Byrne was very good with the ball in hand. Now, he produced probably the best, an absolute gorgeous wide pass out to JJ Kenny for his second try. And look, I mean, in terms of kicking, yeah, fair enough, not fantastic. He had 1 penalty there. It was very crucial for us to get it, and he didn't kick it out in the full. He also missed 3 out of 4 of his conversions. Yeah, not great. But look, apart from that, you had 2 fantastic runs there by Tommy O'Brien, who obviously got 2 tries himself. Scarlets obviously were coming out really hot, thinking, they're going to do this, especially after halftime, and we just blitzed them. And that's exactly what you want to see. We had the tries there from Tommy Bryan in the 43rd minute, and then literally 2 minutes later in the 45th minute. So the attack structure was an awful lot better. I think our kicking game was good. There was a couple of grubbers there done by Harry that just didn't make the cut. Just one there very notably where he did a grubber kick, and Van der Fleer just wasn't even running it at that time, so there was absolutely no way we could have regathered that. But yeah, look, I think overall, our attack is probably getting better. It's getting a bit more diverse. I would have liked to seen more mauls come off our lineouts, in the sense, you obviously Dan Sheehan there, pushing up in the back of those mauls. And people are going to say, Jesus, I'm just obsessed with these mauls. But I think it's such a very good attacking structure for us to use, and we just don't utilise it enough. I think we tried to revert back into this kicking game, but our aerial battles just have not been there. A lot of mistakes with the ball, knocking them on, even just not even trying to catch them. So I think if we focus on the more heavy hitting approach, and then obviously you have those moments if you're going through multi-phase attacks in those heavy hitting, those pod structures, that you will have the chance drawn in those defenders to have Tommy O'Brien or JJ Kenny, who have absolute pace there out in the wings to just run up that and get their tries as well. So yeah, as I said, overall attack was very good. Probably early on, probably not too great, but we've definitely improved at that as the game went on. Some notable players there. Yeah, obviously you have to talk about Tommy O'Brien again. I mean, 2 tries, 43rd minute, 45th minute. He managed that in the very same as in the Six Nations. He's a fantastic player. The first one was in the left corner off Gibson Park's skip pass, fantastic there as well. And then the last one there, obviously being that that fantastic run through as well. So look, I mean, a fantastic player. I think he's so good defensively as well. If you remember, he got man of the match. And then literally 2 minutes later, was it even 2 minutes later, the Scarlets had an absolute shoe-in for a try. They had ran 15 metres, and Tommy Bryan comes out of nowhere and does an absolute perfect try-saving tackle there. And we end up overturning that ball as well himself. So look, a fantastic player in both attack and defence. Definitely deserves a man of the match there as well. Max Deegan as well is the next one. He was absolutely excellent all evening. I actually thought he could have been given the man of the match. He secured the bulk of Leinster's lineup ball, like I said. His try actually came from very, very powerful short range finish, and he's so good at it. It was the 5 metre one out. Amy Barrett Turin, the referee actually said it wasn't a try to begin with, and the TMO called it back. But it was one of those tries, and Max Deegan is so good at, where he's able to kind of go really low initially and then drive the legs up, so he's lifting the defender over himself there, which is really going to be a try every day, because you're not going to be able to get underneath him to stop that try, and he's just so powerful when it comes to them. So yeah, Max Deegan, fantastic game from him as well. And then last but not least, I think I always love when he has a great game, but JJ Kenny, you know, he had the 2 tries himself. He got the final score there in the 75th minute. He worked hard throughout the game. You know, he's one of the only 3 players retained from the Glasgow defeat, and it shows. I think we need to definitely, develop that player. He's such a good player. His defence probably needs a little bit of work. I think he's probably just out of place sometimes, but overall the 2 tries were just fantastic. So and he's some pace. He has some pace. It's so good to see. Moving over there to the referee, Amy Barteran. Yeah, look, as I said, I don't think it was her best night. I think she's definitely, in terms of the lineouts, I think she was largely incorrect with them, and it really showed. I think she needed to police them an awful lot better. I think she gave Scarlets the benefit of the doubt for the lifting where she shouldn't have been. I think in hindsight she probably will be kicking herself for that. And then as well as that, I think there was, looking back on the game, there was an awful lot of times there when the Scarlets were actually offside at the ruck. So it was never called. Obviously the TMO isn't going to get involved with those kind of calls. She should see it on the pitch. And I think it's just because Gibson Park wasn't milking it that she didn't give us those advantages or penalties. And that's, you don't want to see players milking it. You don't want to see you're in the scrum half, playing into that offside rule. So yeah, I think it probably wasn't her best night, but overall not too bad either. In a line, yeah, look, it was a very functional win. The first quarter is a little bit flawed, but it was a bonus point win, and as I said, a win, no matter how ugly it is still a win. Alright, let's go through these match events. So, 17th minute was a try, the first try of the open in the game, and that was a try for Scarlets, Joe Roberts. Williams' incisive Grober kick was a fantastic one, in fairness. It was finished by Roberts there, and that was successfully converted by Joe Hawkins, brought to score Leinster 0, Scarlets 7. 17th minute then, there was a yellow card for Leinster, Brian Deeney. This kind of came off the lineouts, not fantastic for us, and it really put us under pressure, but we held out for the entirety of it. 22nd minute there was a yellow card for Scarlets, Joe Roberts, a deliberate knock on, and we had a clear line break opportunity, so he was all day yellow off the pitch. Didn't have to wait too long then again. Another yellow card for Scarlets brought them down to 13 men. Jared Taylor there, just as Deeney had returned. So, spelled absolute disaster for them. Alarm bells were on. 13 men, and we had just gotten back our 15th man. And didn't have to wait too long after that. 28 minute try there, Leinster, Gary Ringrose. Doris came very strong off set piece there. Gibson Park and Osborne combined themselves together, and then Ringrose touched down to finish it off to the right of the post. Fantastic try. That was successfully converted by Harry Byrne, brought to score even. Leinster 7, Scarlets 7. But the 34th minute there, another try for Leinster. This is JJ Kenny, a well-worked try from the entire team, and unfortunately that was unconverted, so that brought the score Leinster 12, Scarlets 7. That was also the half-time score, 12-7. Didn't have to wait too long after in the second half, and you know where it was coming up here. 43rd minute, try for Leinster, Tommy O'Brien, left corner, absolute perfect skip pass there by Gibson Park, and it was at the end of a very extended attack, and it was just brilliant. Unfortunately, that conversion was missed as well by Harry Byrne, brought to score Leinster 17, Scarlets 7. Didn't have to wait too long at all for this. 45th minute, try for Leinster, Tommy O'Brien again. This was a complete right flank kind of sweep and move after, and McCarthy had just stolen the Scarlets line out, and just perfect little try there as well, within 2 minutes to really break the hearts of the Scarlet fans who were over in that corner as well. That conversion was unsuccessful as well, unfortunately, but it was the mark of our bonus point secured. Score there was Leinster 22, Scarlets 7. 58th minute then, try for Scarlets, Tom Rogers. Yeah, look, it was a very quick move inside the 22, an easy try for him. Definitely should have been better defence wise there for that. Thankfully they missed a conversion as well, brought to score Leinster 22, Scarlets 12. 67 minute then, try for Leinster, Max Deegan, and this is the one I was talking about. Very powerful finish where he kind of pushed up the defender there as well to get in underneath him. It wasn't originally awarded by the referee, but the TMO called it back and had a pure, perfect picture of that ball being grounded beyond the line. That was actually successfully converted by Harry Byrne. Brought score Leinster 29, Scarlets 12. 76 minute then, try for Scarlets, Max Douglas. Yeah, very easy try, I won't even talk too much about it. It was one of the pain points. That was also successfully converted by Joe Hawkins. Brought score Leinster 29, Scarlets 19. 75th minute try though was for Leinster, and that was none other than JJ Kenny, and it was a fantastic wide pass by Harry Byrne. It just released right to him and he just went straight up the left side into the corner. Perfect try. That was successfully converted by Harry Byrne and brought the score to the final score of Leinster 36, Scarlets 19. Man of the match there was Tommy Ryan, and he deserved every bit of it. A brace of tries for himself, very strong D. I think he's back to his best now since returning for Ireland, so fantastic to see that. He let up absolutely nothing from it. Not to mention that massive try-saving tackle at the end, which kind of, it was right after he got the man of the match, so he just wanted to prove himself once again, and fair play to him. Alright folks, so our next game up there is Leinster versus Edinburgh, and that is in the Aviva Stadium, Saturday 5th of April, and it's at 5:30 kickoff. That is actually the Investic Champions Cup round of 16, the very first one, and that'll be the decider for us to find out who we're playing in the next round of 16. So it'll be a fantastic game. If you haven't got tickets already, tickets are available. So get round, support the lads in blue, and we'll have a great time at it. And that is her, folks. So just a nice little brief episode for you today. We obviously want to get through the excitement and get watching that game again. And hopefully we've brought you up to speed with the URC, and we get back into the Investic Champions Cup next week. So I'll try to get that episode out as early as possible when the team sheets are out. If you haven't already, please do follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Blue Sky, and Reddit. And look, hope to see you at the game on Sunday, mind you, 5th of April. So it'll always be a great game to be at, especially the round of 16. Big game ahead. As always, thanks for listening.